Quick tips, quick tips.
Hey, all right, I got a quick tip for you. It's high summer now and the gardens are going nuts. So I just hauled in a bunch of stuff and it's more than you can use at once. So let's talk about preservation. So you have those good garden fresh veggies after the season's over. Let's take a look on what I pulled in. I got them all over on the marble. Come on, let's do it.
Come on, let's do it.
So I got a nice little haul here. I'm going to deal with everything's washed. I'm going to deal with these Romas in a day or two. I think I'm going to make some pizza sauce with them, and those just keep coming. These little cherry tomatoes, they'll be snacks, whatever. I think I might make a soup or a gazpacho out of these big beauties, because those just keep coming. What we're dealing with tonight are the zucchini, right? You know, zucchini it just goes crazy. So here's what I think I'm going to do. This big one, these round globe ones are a little bit more hardy. They'll stay on the counter a little longer than these will, but I still want to use them. What I'm going to do is tonight I'm going to shred this guy up, saute it in olive oil with garlic, a little lemon zest, and have it with pasta. But the quick tip is this. We want to preserve these guys. And the best way to do that is freezing. So I'm going to cut them into like 1/2 inch rounds. I've got they're already washed. I've got a big pot of salted water coming to a hard boil on the stove. Okay? So I'll get all my rounds cut and ready. And you know, you can also, maybe I'll take this big guy and grate it, you know? This way when you take it out of the freezer, you can make little fritters with it. You can make zucchini bread with it. And once these are blanched, dried, and frozen, they're good for about 3 months in that freezer. So what are we? We're mid-August, September, October, November. So, you know, maybe a little Thanksgiving appetizer, some zucchini fritters. Bring a little of the summer into your fall months. I mean, they say 3 months, really. What? I think you could let them sit till January, February. And then you bust out a little summer veg in the middle of the winter doldrums. All right. That's some nice slices. I think I'm going to grate those two, and we don't need to witness that. I'm going to use my trusty old grater. This had an oval, nice bowl that it went in, and I lost the bowl. But I just do it over a big bowl. So we've got some rounds, and then off camera, I'll grate these, because while I'm at it, I can grate this guy for my pasta tonight. So I'll see you at the stove. All right, I got my whole station set up here. What we're going to do is we're going to blanch these for 3 minutes, okay? I got salted water at a good rolling boil. Put in my rounds, okay? And right on top of them, I'm going to I've got my grated zucchini. And actually, I mixed the two together. That globe and the other one, the long skinny one, and I'm going to take a little out for my pasta for tonight. I just figured I'd mix them, you know, get the best of both varieties. So let's put that in, and we'll give it 3 minutes, and then right next to it I've got a nice ice water bath. So I'll count to 3, and I'll see you back here for the ice. I might even put some more ice in that. All right, we're coming up on the 3-minute mark, and I kept one out. I'm going to put that in the fridge. You put it in a plastic baggie, leave it open. This one was just picked. So that's good for several days, because I also love raw zucchini in my salads and whatnot. So I held one out, but it's important to get this stuff processed, you know, while it's vibrant, fresh out of the ground. All right, let's pull up the colander here. I don't want it to tip. And first, in our ice bath, let's drop our rounds. So the idea of the boiling water, the blanch, for my little homework exercises is that it shocks the enzymes in the vegetable that would make it go, you know, lose texture. And so let's just go right in with this, right on top. And listen, this is a quick tips episode, but it could just as easily be gadgets and gear, gadgets and gear, gadgets and gear, gear and gadgets. All right, so we're shocking them now with the ice water. Let's see how the temp is. Yes, it already got hot. So let's pull these. I'm less concerned about the texture on the shredded zucchini because, like I said, that will... Oh yeah, it was just the zucchini that was hot. This is still cold. I'm less concerned about the texture on those than I am on these. I want to try to keep these... You know, listen, they're gonna lose some texture in the freezer, but that's the trade-off for the preservation of the fresh vegetable. Okay, meet me back at the marble. Come on, let's do it.
Come on, let's do it.
Alrighty, what I've done here, took everything out of my ice bath. I took these rounds, dried them off on double layer of paper towels here, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop them on this parchment lined sheet pan tray. Okay, so I'll do that, and then I took the grated zucchini, remember the two varieties, and I squeezed out as much water as I possibly could, put it in this little Chinese, this was probably egg foo young sauce, that size. It's not soup. I bring these babies home, man, wash them out. Okay, got it marked with a permanent marker, 8/15/22. That's going in the freezer, and as soon as I get all these on, meet me over at the freezer. All right, in we go. Now, when I was shopping for this Fisher Paykel, I was advised by some friends, here comes the beeps, get ready for the bump. I was advised by some friends, don't get a bottom freezer, don't get a bottom freezer, you're gonna hate it. All that bending over. Man, what are you, lazy? I consider that an exercise. What, are you gonna go to the gym and pick up weights and bend over? So we're going to put this in before we bag them, because we want them to freeze solid so they don't stick. This can just go in as is. And I thought about doing this in the ice cube tray, but it's not enough to really bother with, because that's one serving really. You can take it out. I'll probably take that out. I already see it in my mind's eye. That'll be some fritters. As the weather's getting cold, mix them up with a little flour, a little batter. Maybe the sourdough starter discard, and fry them up in some olive oil. Make a nice little aioli dip. All right, those will sit about an hour before we bag them up. Just let them get solid. All right, while I was waiting for those zucchini to freeze up in the freezer before I put them in a plastic bag, I cooked up some of this capellini, this Di Cecco capellini. I love capellini. And let me tell you, getting capellini al dente is an art form. Perfect. And I cooked it in the same water that we did the zucchini in. I'll tell you the trick for getting capellini al dente. You ready? Put your phone in the other room and don't go near it. Pay attention. And what I did, this is not a cooking show, so I had the camera off. I'm just waiting for those zucchini to freeze before I can film the final bagging them up. So in the meantime, I'll have a little Monday night supper. So this is that grated zucchini, sauteed in extra virgin olive oil, garlic, Calabrian chili, salt, black pepper, and a little bit of lemon zest, okay? Let's get the zoom on that. And then, like I said, the garden's been just crazy. So I got these 3 little, I call them borghese. I can't remember what they are. I've been saving seeds from them, and I can't remember the actual, but I had a variety years ago called borghese that I think these are probably them, because it's not a cherry tomato, it's a little bigger, right? Look at that in my hand. These are great for cutting in half and oven drying them. I don't have as many plants this year, so I won't get the volume, but I would do almost like sun-dried tomatoes. And then let's take some of these fresh picked basil leaves, scatter them around. This is not a cooking show. This is strictly quick tips for preserving this beautiful zucchini. And then, as always, grasshopper, eat first with eyes. So put a little basil top there. All right, let's see what we got here. This is not a cooking show. Let's finish it with a little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. And I've got some Parmigiano Reggiano. Give everything a good come together. Zucchini. Di Cecco Capellini. Oh man. Get one of these tomatoes here. This is unbelievable. I'm going to sit down with this. Again, we're just waiting for the zucchini. I will be back to freeze and then we'll bag it up. But after months of blowing it off, I finally reinstated my Netflix subscription. Bunch of stand-up on there I want to see. So I'm going to take this glass of vino, and I want to go check out Norm's last special. See you back here for the zucchini. Okay, these are frozen solid. They've been in for a good couple of hours. So now we can just bag them up. They shouldn't stick to each other if we get them right in the freezer while they're solid. Now, my Sharpie just died. I always tell you to label these. I have a thicker Sharpie upstairs, but I don't want to run up to get it right now. So what I'm going to do, okay, you want to get as much air out as possible. What you can do is you can suck it out with a straw. I don't have a straw, but what I was using was a cinnamon stick, which I don't see right now, but again, I'll do that later. The main thing now is to get this sealed up and back in the freezer. So here we go. I've been using this upper drawer for the official pickle, and I've got my zucchini, I got my tomatillos from the other night. I put a big Goldie in here. I just froze it whole, coming in like crazy. Let's get this, I want to keep everything on the same level. So that's the shredded zucchini, so we're getting a nice little vegetable booty in there. All right? So there you go. Little quick tip for you, how to preserve your zucchini, certain vegetables. The freezer is an invaluable tool. I say it all the time. It ain't just for making ice cubes. So, little quick tip for you. There you go, and we will see you for the next Come On, Let's Do It episode.
Come on, let's do it.
A little drizzle of extra virgin.